Hey everyone, so I got a surprise in the mail the other day, and yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This is Resident Evil for the NES system. I'm still shocked that something like this exists. Now, I'll go over the gameplay a little bit later in the video, but I just want to show you what came in this package before we get started. So, being that this is an NES game, it's very familiar to people who own regular box NES games, of course. Here's the game case itself. Now, I like to open these on the side with a little knife so you don't get that crease in the middle. I always hated that, especially with my Game Boy Advance games as well. Here's the game itself. Comes in a red cart, kind of like blood, I guess. You can see the cover here. I never really cared for that artwork of the zombie looking back, but I believe that's the cover of the Greatest Hits game if I remember correctly. It also comes with some extras here. First thing is, I believe it's like a postcard, and here's like, no, not a postcard, just an art card pretty much. Let's see. So, alright, so this is an extra label, which is cool. So I can find another cart and probably use this label if I don't like the red one. I kind of switch back and forth between them, I would say. So I think that's cool they added that in there. And here, of course, the iconic Stars members posing together during happier times, I would say. And when I say happier times, I'm talking about before the mansion incident. And here's a photo of Rebecca you can find if you search Wesker's death 50 times for the film. You develop it later. And then here's a photo of Wesker with the other scientists from Resident Evil 1. I love little extras like these included in the package. Alright, so here's an overview of everything. Really impressed with how this looks. Very professional. I love everything that comes with it, and I think a lot of you guys will too. And of course, I wanted to show you guys where to get this from. I got this from a store called GamingObscurities, and they have a lot of cool items for sale on their page. I originally found them about a year ago when I was looking for some replacement cases, and come to find out, they do a lot of other cool stuff for retro gamers, so I would say definitely check them out if you're interested in this Resident Evil and other gaming accessories as well. I will leave a link in the description, and now let's look at some gameplay. Alright, so here is Resident Evil for the NES. Now, playing this game, I was like reminded of the Game Boy Color game. If you haven't played the Game Boy Color game, you're missing out. I think it's kind of a hidden gem. Some people disagree, but I think it's a really cool game. This game, I feel like when it comes to the gameplay department, it takes a little inspiration from that game. Now, from what I played of the game, it's pretty much the same as the original game. The only thing is you only get to play it as Jill Valentine, but I feel like most people picked her anyways because her game was a lot easier. So since the game is 2 buttons, everything is, I would say, is pretty simplistic, but it's still definitely fun to play. Like I said, especially if you played and enjoyed the Game Boy Color Resident Evil. When you run into monsters, battles play out fairly easy, I would say, depending on what weapon you use. But you want to kind of get the cruiser in the middle to kind of, obviously to get the critical shot. If you don't get it in the middle, that's okay, but it will take multiple hits at the enemy to take them down. You have your inventory system, which plays a critical role in the game, of course. It makes me think back, like, I did not understand why they made Chris only carry around 6 items. That was so annoying. I know they were trying to make the game harder, but geez, man, like, one of the things I hated about the original Resident Evil games was the back and forth if you didn't have the right amount of items on you. But still, I guess that was a part of the gameplay. And this one still has that type of gameplay too, but you get to hold 8 items, which I feel like is good, but I wish you could hold 10. All the bosses in the game are included, especially everybody's favorite, the giant snake. That boss is always pretty scary to me. I love that the creators of this game, kept the integrity of the original game, with the locations. You have the mansion, what was the underground greenhouse, I think, and then the laboratory. And there's an underground part too, a waterway, I think it was. I can't remember exactly. But all that stuff is included in this game. So I think a lot of you retro fans will hopefully enjoy this one. But anybody who's played this, let me know in the comments. But anyways, guys, I got to get back to it. Thank you for watching. Radical Reggie, and I will see you all in the next video.